Since ancient times, people have always been searching for clever ways to sharpen their hunting and battle skills. Among history's great inventions stood the sling, a weapon that looked simple but carried deadly power. It was used by Egyptians, Assyrians, Persians, and Romans, a shared weapon across empires. Its design was simple, but the results were extraordinary. A master slinger could unleash a stone at terrifying speed. Studies prove these projectiles could strike at 100 km per hour. At such speed, a stone could fly 400 meters, outpacing even archers. To use it, one finger locked the loop while the other hand held the release cord. The pouch carried the stone, clay ball, or heavy lead bullet. He spun it in circles, power gathering with each rotation. With each revolution, the cords tightened, the weight of the ammunition pulling outward and building momentum. At the perfect moment, he released, and the stone roared into the air, leaving a blur against the sky. The sling's power came not only from the rope but from its deadly ammunition. Slingers selected their ammunition with care, understanding how shape, weight, and material influenced impact. Some stones were naturally rounded and smooth, ideal for long-distance shots. Others were carefully shaped into pointed or almond-like forms that could pierce armor or cause deeper wounds. Some were molded into teardrop shapes to fly straighter, while others were intentionally hollowed to produce a sharp whistle as they cut through the air, a sound designed to intimidate enemies before the strike ever landed. Many projectiles carried engravings of snakes, scorpions, or short curses etched into stone or cast into metal, turning every bullet into both a physical and psychological weapon. Some weighed as little as 50 g, while others approached half a kilo, and slingers chose between them based on range, purpose, and terrain. Sometimes they picked stones from rivers, selecting the smoothest and densest they could find. Sometimes they molded and baked clay, producing uniform ammunition for long campaigns. But the deadliest of all were the small, dense lead bullets. Lead was plentiful as a byproduct of silver mines, and armies quickly realized that these compact missiles carried far greater force than any stone. Even today, archaeologists uncover sling bullets from battlefields, some drilled with holes, others pierced or marked with symbols whose meanings are still debated. Tests revealed their force equal to the punch of a .44 Magnum revolver. Imagine that force flying across the battlefield, shattering shields and armor, or slipping past the edges of helmets with lethal precision. Their reach was 120 meters, striking Romans and Celts alike. They slipped between ranks, their speed making them nearly invisible until impact. In sieges, their stones soared over walls, smashing rooftops, breaking storage jars, and injuring defenders who never saw the projectile coming. They ambushed with precision, turning the terrain into a weapon as slingers hid among rocks or behind ridges, launching sudden flurries that disrupted formations and sowed panic. Accounts describe shields broken, helmets split, and bones crushed beneath stones, with some ancient writers noting that the force of a well-cast sling bullet could penetrate even a soldier's armor, or embed itself into flesh so deeply that extraction required surgery. The Balearic slingers were feared mercenaries of the ancient world. Children were denied food until they struck their target with a sling, a harsh discipline that produced unmatched skill from an early age. They fought for Carthage, for Rome, and for any commander willing to pay for deadly accuracy. Hannibal enlisted 1,400 slingers, and at Trebia they scattered enemy cavalry before battle lines even clashed, their storms of stone breaking charge formations and disorienting riders. After Carthage fell, Rome claimed them as auxiliaries in campaign after campaign, recognizing that no legionary archer could match their range or precision. In Caesar's Gallic Wars, they shattered enemies with sudden strikes that opened engagements long before infantry met. On Trajan's column, their images endure, carved into stone as proof of their importance in imperial warfare. Velleius insisted every soldier should learn from the Balearic slingers. He wrote of children taught by hunger, warriors forged by accuracy. In rocky mountains or castle raids, slings reigned as silent death. It was less famous than swords or bows, but no less decisive. From hunters to soldiers, from Carthage to Rome, the sling carved its mark into history.